What's up, everybody? It's Matt Johnson. I've got Greg McDaniel here, the Junior
Woohoo!
Grandmaster, and it's we're throwing it back to old school. It's you and me, man. We don't have
Oh,
the evil bald ninja here. Regrettably, we do love our evil bald ninja, but he's out. We don't have a guest today, so unfortunately, our guest had to cancel. So we're gonna do something. We're gonna do kind of more of a throwback episode. We used to do a lot of live Q&A episodes back in the day. Those we're joking around behind the scenes that those now get zero traction on the live versions because Facebook has just basically what would you call it? Just buried that kind of long form content in the algorithm. So, but we're gonna have some fun.
they're
So
just
first of
haters.
all, yeah,
They're just haters.
they're just haters, exactly. Well, they hate long form content, that's for sure. Right now, Facebook Live went through a period of a couple of years where we felt like we got a big boost, lots of number, great interaction, great engagement, and then either Facebook decided not anymore, or culturally we decided that's not the content we want on Facebook. I'm not exactly sure which one it is, but something has radically changed. So first of all, the
Mhm.
Junior Grand Master in the co-pilot seat where you so belong. Greg, what's up today?
What up, sexy face? Yeah, man. It's good to be back to just the two of us. I mean, I love the Evil Bald Ninja, but it's good to be back to our roots really quickly for a couple of episodes. Unfortunately, he is sadly at a funeral. A family member passed away, so our condolences go out to him. Our hearts go out to him. He and his family and everybody around him. Our love is with you, my friend Gene. And the individual that passed away. So, with that being said,
And
now
speaking
it's
of that,
time.
before we
Oh,
move on, because there's another sad note. I was poking around in the lead gen script and objections group for questions, and noticed that unfortunately the longtime like legendary real estate coach Barino passed away unexpectedly of a heart attack here just
what?
I think yesterday or something like that. Yeah. So I just noticed a couple of posts about it. We didn't, for whatever reason, never connected with him personally and brought him on the show. It was an oversight on our part, and just kind
Hmm.
of one of those things where he kind of ran in the same circles and had a bunch of mutual friends and just kind of hadn't gotten around to getting him on the show. And unfortunately, we won't have that opportunity. So our condolences go out to his family and his
They
friends
do.
and all the great people that he coached and raised up in the business too. So I know there's probably a lot of sad people out there today, but we're going to try to do some things to hopefully cheer you up. How about that?
Matt, would you please get out of the gutter and let's get into some fun? I mean, we love everybody. We were sorry that people passed, but we have to carry on. We have to carry the torch. They passed us the torch. It is our turn to lead, which we've been doing for 6 years. But yeah, let's dive in. Let's do some questions. Let's do some Q&A. Bring some value. I've been listening to a lot of folks do scripts in the mornings on different platforms, and there's a lot of agents out there, Matt, that are wonderful humans, but they're so confused on how to do a script, and it hurts my heart and soul. Like, I literally yell at my phone when I'm making breakfast, like, this is what you're fucking supposed to say. And of course they can't hear me, but I'm yelling at
Right.
at the mic. So let's answer some questions that people are asking on open forums, and let's see if we can do something to help folks.
Okay. So first of all, how would
I
you
love how Matt goes.
react?
I love how Matt goes. Okay. All right.
it's because I'm not finding what I'm looking for over here, typing furiously like the cat meme with the laptop. That's what I feel like over here, just doing, yeah, just doing that, trying to find a question to kick us off. Here's a good one. This is from Aaron Wittenstein. He is he's a good friend of the show, and he runs the lead gen description objections Facebook group. Said, how would you react if a close family member or friend bought or sold without you? So first of all, let's deal with the reaction, and then I want to talk a little bit about how you might handle that and prevent that from a script standpoint. So a close family member or friend buys or sells without you. Greg, what do you say?
It's happened to me multiple different times, and the reaction I had to it was very venomous. I'll be very honest with you on that one. But the thing is I've understood the fact that when you're working with friends or family, they are going to be working with other folks 9 out of 10 times. Because here's the thing, they view you in a different light. So you're not business Matt, you're friend Matt. And so once they do something like that, just bless them and say, you know what, I'm so happy for you. You know, I hope it was a fantastic transaction. I had a friend of mine, funny story. This was probably almost 10 years ago now. And I was with the girl I was dating at that point. We're heading down to Monterey County. Well, Monterey in central California. And my buddy Nick calls me up. I've known him since high school, actually junior high. He said, "Hey, Greg, I want you to come over and list my house." I said, "Not a problem, man. It's a Friday afternoon. I'm heading down. I won a raffle. I'm going to be staying at this hotel. I'll be back on Monday. Can we talk then?" He's like, "Absolutely. Like, come over and list my house on Monday." I said, "Okay, cool." Call him on Monday. And he says this, "Hey, Greg." I called him and said, hey, Nick, it's Greg. Let's find a time to get together. And he said, "Dude, you took too long." I'm like, "The fuck you say?" And here's the kicker on this one. He's like, "Yeah, I needed to list my house sooner." I'm like, "Motherfucker, we literally fucking talked on Friday afternoon. I told you I would call you on Monday." And he's just like, "Yeah, well, my mom referred somebody. By the way, she's a real estate agent who's not active. And so I was going to charge him 5%. They charged him 6%, and his mom got a kickback on the deal." And I was like, "Oh, you a special level of stupid." And he got really upset that I said that to him. And the funny thing is that like when that happens is that like they didn't put the lockbox in a secure location. So his wife, who was pregnant at the time, an agent did not knock, did not ring the doorbell, opened the lockbox, walked into the house, and basically found his wife in the shower naked. And so I was like, "Do you see why you should have used somebody? Your mom didn't ask to do this, and she's getting paid to do this." So yeah, friends and family, it's a weird beast, man. It's a weird.
It is a weird beast. All right, so obviously you don't react well. That's what I draw from the story. Little resentment. How could you prevent that? Let's say you did get a shot at that listing appointment, and you kind of know you're up against somebody, and there's that situation, but maybe you know about it in advance, and you actually have a chance to address it with scripting in the moment with them, with that family or friend. What would you say to them?
It'd be a full-on questionnaire. So Matt, why don't you? So let's suppose that you're my friend, right?
Okay.
Not that you are.
I'm going to try hard to imagine it. It's not going to be easy. I'll do what I can.
So the question.
I'm trying to hold the hatred back. I'm just going to stuff it down into the black hole of my heart.
Just push it down into the deep parts of your black soul.
That's right. It's where all the other emotions are anyway. What's some more hatred to go along with them?
There's nothing else. Okay, so ring. Matt.
This is Matt.
Hey, Matt, it's Greg. What's up, buddy?
Oh, not much. What's going on?
Hey, brother. Hey, man, I heard through a little bird that you guys might be thinking about selling your house. What's the story with that?
Yeah. So we're getting out of Dodge. We're looking to get out of the city and kind of move into the outlying areas. And my wife's aunt recommended that we go with somebody. And so we're actually meeting with them today.
Oh, fantastic, man. What's the name of the agent? I might know them.
Jan something. That's her name.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Bob from Remax. Okay.
No. Even I know not to hire Bob from Remax. I mean, come on. There's like Billboard. I'm not hiring the Billboard guy. No, come on.
So you're hiring Jan. Okay, fantastic. So let me walk you through a couple of quick questions. What is Jan going to be? What's appealing about Jan? That
it sounds like she's been around for a long time. She's a friend of my wife's aunt, so same age group, right? In her 50s, been selling for a long time. I don't really know how much she's sold. Like what experience. We'll find that out when we meet with her. But it'd be nice to have somebody that's like a friend of the family, and give them the commission versus just some random person. I mean, it's all the same stuff anyway, right?
No, well, kind of. You get what you pay for. So you're telling me you're going to meet with somebody that you don't know anything about, that you're only going off a referral of someone that you don't really understand why they're referring them and what they might be getting out of it. Is that accurate in my understanding?
That's a little harsh, but sure. Yeah, I guess that's true. We don't know her yet. That's why we're meeting with her.
Yeah, you know what? Here's a thing, my friend. You and I have been friends for what, 15 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
I help put your kids through the diabetic, processes, and they stop denting floors and injuring humans when they walk through the streets, and
we
Julie's
appreciate
been
that.
very thankful.
That's right.
Julie's been.
My oldest went down from an offensive line size to a tight end size. It's great. It's been very helpful.
Well, and that's why I'm here for you. All joking aside, why don't I do this, man? would you be open to just sitting down with me? Yes, we are friends first and foremost. And I want to respect your wife's wishes 1,000%. But if I could show you how I could put the exact amount of money that you want to net into your pocket after paying a commission to me, what would be the downside of just hanging out, getting a beer, maybe some tacos, and just seeing if we're a right fit for each other for business, not just friends?
I guess when you put it that way, there's only no harm in getting together and just exploring what that might be like. I mean, I knew you do something in real estate. I didn't really know what it was. I see you making calls and stuff like that on Facebook, and I get the videos from time to time where you're talking about the
Sure.
community, but I wasn't really sure kind of what you did. And we had just started exploring the idea. I'm really sorry I didn't really think to reach out to you. Just like that referral to my wife's connection, like that just kind of was random timing, kind of happened by happenstance. But yeah, I mean, sure, why not? Let's get together.
Let's do it, man. I'm going to bring the beers. I'm going to bring Coronas and tacos. We'll sit down and chill in the backyard. You guys still have the inflatable pool in the back, right?
We do. I mean, it's not elephant size, but that's why we're looking to upgrade.
Fantastic. We'll dip our toes in the pool, drink some beers, and you can have your coffee. We'll have some tacos, and I'll just show you what I do, my friend. I mean, my specialty is working with folks like yourself, and so I know that I can help you. I just want to make sure that you feel and I feel both, on both sides, that we're good fits. So on business, we'll always have tacos and beers together. But hey, so today's Friday. Why don't we get together? Well, yeah, it's Friday. Why don't I get? It's about 12 o'clock right now. I come over around 4 o'clock, and I'll bring it, and we'll kind of hang out and kick it.
Yeah, works for me. Let's do it. And
all right.
Okay.
And you're going to be wearing your thong, right?
Well, naturally, we're jumping in the pool, right? Come on, I'm offended. You even have to ask. Oh my god. And scene. Okay. So let's break that down just a little bit, and then we'll dive into some other stuff.
Sure.
Okay. So I like it. There's a little bit of you can tell there's a little bit of a digging there. Like, I would probably phrase it differently. You're a little bit more, hey, why didn't you call me? You're a little bit more, laying the guilt trip on thick. There's a good comment here from Paul that says there's a good script that he mentioned, which is so just let me ask you, do you trust them, and do they communicate well? Like in this scenario, they wouldn't know that yet, right? They haven't met with the person, so who knows if you trust them and do they communicate well. If they've already met and you're going up against a particular agent they've already met with, that might be a good question for them in that situation if they've already met with them. Basically, this is one of those cases where, it's that's a good question to ask them.
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, one of the things that you really want to do when it comes to scripting like that, especially, obviously Matt and I are obviously very good friends. We're business partners. So yes, we bust each other's balls and we have some fun and we laugh about stupid shit that don't really exist. But the reality of that opportunity to have a conversation with a good friend of yours is to ask the hard questions. Hey, Matt, can I ask you something that's deeply personal to me? Yeah, what's up, Greg? Can I get an idea of why you didn't give me a ring, given the fact that you know what I do for a living and I've done it for 22 years? What prompted you not to call me?
Well, Greg, you're bad at marketing. And you shut. I didn't think about you.
And that's how Matt and I's relationship works. I didn't think about you.
That's right. I didn't think about you. It's like, well, you called me, but I saw that it was you and I didn't pick up.
I put you in a voicemail 5 times.
So here's the difference in how I would handle that. And me being the marketing guy, here's what I would do. Number one, I'd throw myself on the sword, right? In some way, I would if my family or friends launched a podcast and didn't ask me, I would go like, hey, I feel like I may be terrible at keeping in touch with the people that are closest to me, and letting them know what I do and who I like to work with, who I'm best equipped to serve. Like I have not done a good job of that. Because if I didn't come to mind, if you didn't reach out as soon as you started thinking about selling your home, then I didn't do a good enough job of communicating with you. So that's my fault. And I'm sorry for that. Now I'm just curious, now that you have called somebody else and now that you do know that I basically specialize in exactly the situation you guys are going through, this is what I literally do all day long for a whole bunch of people that you probably don't know. And I've done a bad job at communicating with you. Would you still give me a shot? I feel like there's some things that I can do that are probably going to be pretty different from what you're going to hear from anybody else. And I think it would be helpful to explain it. Even if you did end up going with somebody else, there's going to be some things that I can share with you that's going to make the process easier. Would you be okay with if we just got together and I shared some of those things with a family or friend? That's probably, and it doesn't put a guilt trip on them. Like that makes me uncomfortable even thinking about saying it that way. That I would fall on the sword and put it down to marketing, and then I'd try to get something in there that blows the other agent away. Like, hey, we can, like we can talk about. No, I'm talking about in a positive way. Like what the things that I would do in a marketing sense that would be different. That when they meet with somebody else, they're going to go, oh, well, that person didn't say anything about you guys doing like a 4 or 5 day blitz with like hundreds of calls to the neighbors and postcards and things like that. Like I would try to get something in there about how I specialize in working with people like that. And then when we do list a house like that, you probably don't know this because we don't really talk about this much. But we do a whole like 5 day blitz plan where we call every one of your neighbors and everyone in the surrounding neighborhoods and let them know about your open house. And we do postcards and like all this stuff. We do this like whole open house plan. And that's probably something that you could benefit from, even if you don't end up working with me. And then when they meet with that other agent, that's going to be in the back of their minds. And when the other agent has nothing to say like that, that's going to set me apart, even if we haven't gotten together yet. So I would try to like slip something in like that sets me apart in a marketing sense and makes the other agent look bad by comparison without even it coming across that way.
Well, you don't want to ever disparage another agent because that's going to come back to you. Always talk positively about
you
other
do
agents.
Is talk positively about yourself and other agents. Yes.
You pump yourself.
But you can talk positively about yourself and destroy the competition all in one shot.
Right, because you put that seed of doubt, not in a negative way. People, I want you to really hear me on this one. When you talk about trying to get a listing, you only talk about how good and what you do. You never talk about what they don't do. Because you know what, that Bump and Remax, Matt from Keller Williams, you don't know when you're going to need that other human being on another deal. So you have to keep allies, not enemies, 100%. But it's not a problem, like Matt was saying, to talk about your attributes, what you do differently. Like I'm going to send text messages to every single real estate agent in my community talking about a upcoming property that nobody knows about. And you have buyers looking for a 4-bed, 3-bath or a 3-bed, 2-bath on XY, like a third of an acre or half an acre, whatever it's going to be. Then you build a business page for them specifically for that property. Where you name the business page like 123 Main Street, and then you can put live videos, commentary about the community, interviews with the neighbors, with the homeowners, post that out for $5 to $10 a day, really kind of building it up. Then you do the calls with a VA or yourself doing the calls out. I mean, that kind of stuff really brings to light like, well, so you're meeting with Stacy, your wife's friend who works over at ABC Real Estate. So is she going to be doing the geofencing, the text messaging to the local brokerages, the networking groups that we're a part of, the Facebook business page that I'm going to build for you at no cost, the outbound calls to the neighbors, letting them know that there's going to be a property coming up, and just kind of build that lag in their mind going like, dang, like, Stu, Stacy didn't say anything about this. Like she just says we're going to put us in the newspaper on Sundays for open houses. I'm like, yeah, we're going to do that too. But why don't we
if it was 1989, yeah, we do that too.
Hey, I remember. Hey, it was not 1989. It was 2001. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I remember doing that in 2006, 2007.
That was the Bible of real estate for like 4 hours. Like that's how you tracked houses, but that's not how you do it anymore.
All right, we've got Janine watching. What's up, Janine? A good friend of the show, recent guest. What's going on? Yeah, there's a. So here's what I do. Here's what I would do to sabotage another agent before they got a chance to. I would have my, like, if I was having that conversation with somebody, I would go, I tell you what, like, let's set something up. If you're meeting with her on Saturday, let's get together either later that day or the next or whatever. And in the meantime, I'll just have my assistant run over a copy of our kind of pre-listing package and our marketing plans. So you can just get a sense of what we do when we list a house. There's a whole 97 step plan that we follow that we, that is pretty unique to us. I mean, some agents do little bits and pieces of the things, but there's a whole plan that we go through anytime that we market a house. And that's kind of my jam. Like, marketing is my thing. I love it. I enjoy it. That's my thing. Not every agent is that way. And so it might give you, a sense of what we do. So I'll have that dropped off later tonight. And then bam, have them drop off, the classic pre-listing package with the thud factor, with the 97 step marketing plan, all that stuff. I love that stuff. In fact, that's what Aaron Wittenstein has, by the way. So if you want to know why Aaron Wittenstein regularly sells lists, a whole bunch of expired listings, that's part of how. It's not just the scripting, it's the pre-listing package. That goes a long way.
Yeah, it really does, and it comes along with your personality. So when you're going to be doing these types of scripts and everything else, Janine, Paul, Matt, Greg, everyone else who's listening on here, I can't mention everybody because you guys haven't made any comments. You're a bunch of voyeurs, and I love you for that. But put a comment, I'll give a shout out for you. We all have our own unique flavor of how we do our business, and that's what makes you special. Not everybody's going to work with you. I want to be very clear with you on this one. Yeah. Okay. But the people who resonate with you, your tribe, will absolutely do business with you once they understand. Like, the funny thing is, dude, I've made more contacts walking Rupert up at the dog park, real estate wise, than I have doing almost anything else, because there's a common bond. That's what's the most important thing about this. Once you find the common bond with the people you're going to be potentially working with, you go double down on that thing so that you're going to be able to really build a relationship with that human being, or those human beings, depending on if it's a couple or singles, it doesn't matter. But I mean, if they're like, Matt loves to fly on planes. I mean, he's a plane fanatic, and he's a drinker, and he is just all about being around people. So I would go double deep on that and be like, Matt, dude, let's talk about planes. Let's go out and get a couple of cocktails. Let's go travel together. And he would, then slap me down and say, Greg, I'm an introvert and I want nothing to do with you. I said, okay, you're not the right client for me. Okay, not a problem.
That's right. That's right. And I'm a musician, so the smaller the plane, the better. I love small planes. Like, get me up in those small 4-seaters. That's what I want. Okay, let's shift gears a little bit. Let's handle one more objection before we shut down, and then maybe we'll talk about some basic principles. Okay, so this is another question from the same Facebook group. It says, how do you handle the objection when the buyer says, well, we wanted to buy a house, but we're waiting for the market to crash, or at least for prices to come down a bit? Now, what we're seeing is, like, that's actually starting to happen in some places. So that might be something where their market knowledge isn't catching up, or maybe you're in a market where that hasn't quite shown up quite yet, and people are still kind of thinking, oh, maybe things are still going up. So how would you handle an objection like that? Like, we're buyers, we want to buy, but we're waiting for the prices to come down a bit.
It's very simple. Okay, so what you do is you repeat the last 1 to 3 words off anyone's comment, and you say, oh, so you're waiting for the prices to come down a little bit. What price point were you looking to purchase in? Where's that comfort level for you?
Comfort. That's a good word. Comfort level probably is in like the 700 grand, 750 range. We're just looking for kind of I don't know if you call it a starter house, but like 2-bed, 2-bath here in San Diego. Like, we know we're just not going to be able to get a ton for 700, but that's kind of where our budget is at. But we'd like to get as much as we can. If we wait a little bit, we might be able to get maybe a bigger backyard, a little bit further west and closer to the ocean, and not so far east, just those kinds of things. Because we know we've only got that budget of around 700 to spend and be comfortable.
Okay. So about 750 max. That's what you're telling me, right? That's your comfort zone. That's where your happy place is.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a problem. Have you spoken with a lender yet to kind of get pre-approved?
Yeah. We've got all that squared away, taken care of.
Oh, who are you working with?
Oh, blah, blah from XYZ.
Oh, I love blah, blah from my XYZ.
She's the best.
Great. She is the best. I've worked with her in the past. Okay. Right. So I have her number. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to give her a holler. And why don't we do this? Are you guys looking for a condo, townhouse, or single family?
Single family.
Single family. Is there any particular neighborhood you want to be in?
Yeah, we kind of like Normal Heights, University Heights, kind of that area, south of the 8.
Good. Great area. I have a lot of friends that live in that area as well. Why don't I do this? What I do really well, Matt and Julie, is that I do a lot of off-market properties. So, I mean, if I could find something for you that's not on the market, so you don't have to compete, would that be something of interest for you?
Yeah, kidding me? Of course. I mean, yeah, we're scanning through Zillow. There's not much out there.
No, there isn't, and that's why I do. That's why you and I are talking. That's why you were referred to me. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to kind of hit the road running, and I'm going to put my marketing into full force for you. I'm going to talk to Yakety Schmack over at ABC Mortgage, and you know what? We're going to make sure that what I find is going to be in your comfort zone, because I don't want to find something that's going to be outside that purchase price and outside that monthly affordability area that you want to stay in. Because we all have areas we want to stay in. That's totally fine. But then I'll go to battle for you. I'll put my armor on, and we'll go out there and find you a house. Does that sound fair to you?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like I said. I mean, if you think you can find something that's in our comfort zone and gets as much as we can, yeah. I mean, off market. That sounds interesting. I mean, that might solve the issue. I mean, all we're seeing right now is just stuff come on Zillow and stuff like that, and just is not. It just doesn't seem like that's worth what people are asking for right now. So we're looking for that to come down. But yeah, if you can find something off market where we don't have to compete with 1,000 other offers, that'd be great.
Yeah, not a problem. That's what I do. That's why I'm calling. That's why we're going to work together. What's the best time for you, me, Julie, and your three obese insulin sucking troll babies to get on a call and figure out kind of what bottom story floor they want to live on, so that we can get you guys in the house that's going to work for your family?
Well, that's a good thing about California. It's all slab houses, no basements, no foundations to worry about. We prefer to do all of our meetings at 2 a.m. on Saturdays. If you could just make that happen, that'd be great.
I'm actually a morning person, so that works out really well. That I can go get coffee and donuts from my girlfriend. So yeah, let's do that, and I'll see you guys there at your house then. And go fuck yourself. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.
And scene. Okay, I just had to quickly towards the end. All right. So Janine points out that Sheila really likes the verbiage of "why don't I do this," which I also like that a lot. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's really good. I mean, that is a great way to handle it. And here's the difference. This is what I've tried to reinforce this to people for 5 years on this damn show. There are two ways to handle objections, which is to try to massage and get the phrasing right, or you can say something that is qualitatively different from what other people are saying. Right? What you just did, Greg, even though you have the phrasing and the tonality and the like you're good at handling objections, but at the core of what you said was something different than what most agents would say. Most agents think of objection handling as saying the same thing everybody else says, but wording it a little bit better so you get the result that you want. Like, no, stop. Don't think of objection handling like that. Think of how you can handle the objection by doing something that's so different from what other agents do, that even if you don't explain it perfectly, even if you don't get all the phrasing right, and even if your tone isn't 100% perfect, they still go, oh, that's interesting. I never thought of just going off market so that I don't have to compete with 5 or 10 other offers. Like, yeah, absolutely. Like, we'll go out there and see, no guarantees, but we have a lot of connections. We're talking to these people in those neighborhoods every day anyway. I mean, I'm making thousands of calls a month. We're already talking to these people. All I need to know is just sit down and know exactly what you want, what your comfort level is. I'm going to go see if I can find it for you. And if I do, then we might just be able to make one offer that has no competition to a homeowner. Like, all that stuff makes sense if you explain that to a buyer. And that has nothing to do with you wording it perfectly.
No, you're 100% right on that. And like last year, I did it 3 times. The best one that I still get a kick out of is that I found a guy who I've known. I went to school with his daughter and his son through high school and junior high. I'm like, hey, so-and-so, I'm not going to use his name. Hey, I see you have a property that on 123 Main Street that you're thinking about selling. Would you be open for an offer? He's like, yeah, literally, this is how it goes. I need $2 million net to me, and then I'd be willing to sell. Can you do that? And I said, yeah, I can. And so I went out there and I networked with different agents. I got an offer for 2.1. The agent and I split the 100,000 on top. That's 50-50, right? And now the other agent gets to resell the homes they're going to develop on that piece of property. But you know what? I came in, I found value. I put $2 million in the guy's pocket with one phone call. Wow. And that's the value of these types of calls, is that you can go out there, and as long as you have a way of thinking about something outside of the box, here's the real powerful thing. when you do these calls, marketing, emails, social media, whatever it is, but you get the funnel that brings the people in, the prospects in. You've just created your own MLS. Once you create your own MLS, now you can control the market. When you control the market, you can control how it operates. So then you can dictate to both sides of, hey, you want to sell? Fantastic. You want to buy? Fantastic. These are the terms of the deal. Do you agree or do you disagree? Once when that verbiage takes place, you are now in control of the conversation. You're in control of the deal, and you can run it clean as a whistle. But you have to own your own presence when you're doing the prospecting, and that will make all the changes in the world.
Yeah, love it. All right, man. Should we send this thing home?
Well, not to your house, because you have a little black heart of coal, and you're not gonna open the door for them. So I don't know if we can send it home to them.
All right. Okay. So first of all, everybody should go and leave a review. Right. That is the most helpful thing you do. If you've ever given you value, if you think other people might like the show, great. Just go leave a review on iTunes. Pick up your phone, go to Apple Podcasts, go to the show, Real Estate Uncensored. Go leave a review for us. Make sure it's 5 stars. If there was a particular guest that you liked at some point, feel free to mention them in the comment. That's always a lovely thing to do for them. But that's the thing that helps us most is just those reviews on the podcast. And then, Greg, why should people reach out to you, and how would they do such a crazy thing?
Because I'm a sexy motherfucker, and people like talking to sexy people. But in all reality, guys, go ahead and reach out to me at 925-915-1978. That is my cell phone. Matt will pick that up. He will funnel the calls over to me and schedule all of my appointments, so you can hear his voice and my voice at the same time. And then we'll talk about EXP, talking about kind of what we're growing. If you guys are not watching this, Matt is shaking his head and grinning, just like in complete hatred towards me right now. Like, what in the shit sticks just happened to my life? But
fortunately, that's not my phone, unless you routed all your phone calls to my phone, which then I'm going to take your $1 million listings and make the commission.
Matt's number is 402-331-1123. Give him a ring. He will love to speak with you. But that is, in all jokes, reach out to me about EXP, guys. Reach out to me about some coaching, training, tips, marketing, some stuff like that. For podcasting, obviously, reach out to Matt on his phone number, which is 402-331-1122, which I think I messed that number up. So it's obviously a fake number. So,
yeah,
Matt, how do
you
people
couldn't
reach
get the
out to
fake
you?
number right twice. Okay, so reach out to me, getmicrofamous.com. You can also track me down on facebook.com/getmicrofamous. That's the easiest way to get in touch with me. If you know anyone that's in the real estate space that wants to coach, consult, speak, write books, all that stuff, those are my jam. Those are my people. That's who the book is written for. So if you want to build a name for yourself, a reputation, if you want to become a thought leader, especially in spaces like real estate, mortgage, insurance, recruiting, stuff like that, where it's all professional services, those are my people. So grab a copy of the book. You can get it on the website. You can get a free digital copy. Getmicrofamous.com.
Yeah. And if you guys don't find microfamous.com, you go to microjohnson.com, and that is going to be a totally different website, but I'm sure you're going to find Matt there. Anyways.
That may be the best insult you've come up with around that so far. It's not going to be the right site, but Matt's going to be on it because it's microjohnson.com. God damn it, Greg. All right. You're done. You're done. Shut it down.
I'm dying. I'm dying laughing. Oh my God. Janine's like, stop it. And we're laughing our asses off here because we're having too much damn fun. Guys, like Matt said, go to every place that you guys listen and watch podcasts. Give us a 5-star and a 2-star review. Let the algorithm know that you guys like what we're doing. Hashtag Matt, hashtag me, in regards to kind of if you like the content, the banter. He and I do this. Well, we have been doing this show for 6+ years. We almost have like 500 or 600 episodes. I mean, it's been a minute and a half, and he and I still never stop laughing at each other. So you guys know you're always going to get great content here. Matt, before you bail into your cave where you pee in bottles and an agoraphobe and you never come out and see public, can you please, and I got the nose pinch.
It's funny because I was just thinking about it this morning, the definition of an agoraphobe. If they ever expand the definition of an agoraphobe to include your condo and the 7 nearest Starbucks locations around that, then by definition, I'm an agoraphobe.
All right, so give me the color on the bow for the show.
Black, like my coal of a heart.
Oh God, I love it. A little black coal heart. All right, guys, there it is. There's the black bow on the show. Thank you so much. Until next time, peace out, ninjas. We'll see you next time. Bye.